Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Spurs 2, Aston Villa 1 in, you could only describe as a humongous 3 points. With that win, Spurs, it sounds embarrassing to even say this, Spurs have climbed out of the relegation zone. So we're talking about what the league table looks like. We're talking about the game as well. and what you would near enough deem a perfect performance, barring the last sort of 20 seconds of the game. But yeah, you know what? I was about to start the video, and I was gonna crack a joke that the worst player on the pitch was Kinski, and then we conceded, and I was like, oh, can't really say that now, can I? But no, I thought everyone played well. That was the most complete performance of the season so far. And they look like a completely different outfit today. Now, let's add the sort of caveat of Villa heavily rotated is what I predicted in my preview. They heavily rotated, obviously, with Thursday night coming, which is, by the way, if you're someone who has complained about that on Twitter, you are sort of an idiot because let's be real, they're 6 points clear in the top 5 race after Bournemouth winning this weekend. They've got a European semi-final at home in the balance. They're 1-0 down on the scoreline going into that game against a team that's struggling in the Premier League as well. Of course, they're going to put a lot of priority into that. They can't also play the same 11 men week in, week out. They play 3 times in a week. They're going to have to rest players at some point. It was going to happen. So don't be one of those people who's complained about it. It's this weird love fest that Twitter have for West Ham is it's cringy, it's embarrassing. Don't be that person. Be better. But no, it was a spirited performance. Obviously, the first goal from Gallagher is a fantastic goal. The touchdown, just a snapshot in a way. Lovely finish. I mean, the second one obviously is a great finish from Richarlison. It's another great ball in. But it was also the fact that we continuously played traps. We set them out, and Villa continuously played into them. I mean, Spurs probably could have had a few more, to be honest, today. But we set traps, they fell into them. I thought the high press was fantastic today. I really thought, Richarlison, Colomwani was good again today. Gallagher obviously having a good performance. I thought, the late arrival of Rodrigo Bentancur from injury, I think has made a huge difference. He's quality on the ball, and when he's healthy, he is very good. Obviously, I know he goes off today. We'll see what happens from there. But there was nobody on that pitch who didn't have a good game. I mean, I thought the back four were very, very solid. It was quite. I've always said to myself and to other people that we are a better team when we have Desti Udogie playing. We're also a better team when a Desti Udogie can get up the pitch, because when we were great in the first season under Ange, he was picking up pockets of space in off the left, closer to the sort of centre attacking mid striker area. And he was doing it again today, and he was finding all manner of spaces. I thought it was brilliant today, Desti Udogie. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And look, Spurs were absolutely riddled with injuries still, And that's obviously what everyone seems to just sort of disregard, as, Spurs have had the most injuries and the most players out injured in all factors across the season out of every Premier League team. It obviously gets disregarded. But regardless of that, Spurs do climb out of the relegation zone. So looking at where we're at really with the table now, Spurs sitting on 37, West Ham sitting on 36. Forest do sit on 39. They've got a game in hand to play. They're not out of this just yet either. Now, the thing that Forest have going for them against West Ham is a huge goal difference of minus 15 difference between the two. So that is like having an extra point down there, to be honest. But Spurs now having a goal difference of minus 10 better than West Ham as well. That's huge. That there's 1 point between us, but that's like having 2 points between you. And Spurs obviously have Leeds United next. Obviously having Everton last game of the season, Chelsea before, sort of Chelsea sandwich in between them. Chelsea obviously riddled with bad form at the moment. I know obviously they won in the FA Cup, in the Premier League lost 5 in a row, new manager, we'll see what happens there. But you've got to sit there and think, would, let's say you were to beat Leeds or Everton, would that be enough? You know, you're sitting 1 point clear. That'll be 4, technically 5 with the game in hand. Are West Ham going to win 2 games or more in their last 3 games? I mean, West Ham have got Arsenal at home next weekend, who Arsenal normally go to West Ham and do the job and do the business. They're obviously still fighting for the Premier League title. They're going to be up for it. Newcastle away, and then Leeds United last game of the season. Again, you know, I know Newcastle have somewhat struggled a little bit this season. I mean, technically speaking, Newcastle are weirdly still fighting for Europe. They would need a lot to go their way, but they are still fighting for Europe. I mean, Everton's still fighting for Europe, so that's something as well for us to consider last game of the season. Obviously, Chelsea will still be fighting for Europe as well. But, you know, looking at it, I think Arsenal will beat West Ham. And are West Ham going to win the last 2 games of the season against Newcastle away and Leeds at home? I can't see him winning both, to be honest. And so I think Spurs winning one more. I think Spurs winning one more might just be enough, weirdly. I think if Spurs were to win one and draw one, absolutely, I think we'd have enough. I don't see then you'd sit there and go, West Ham are going to need to win 2 and get a draw, which means they need to draw or beat Arsenal, which I don't see them happen. I think they're going to lose that game. So sitting there, it's prettier. It's not pretty, but it's prettier. I'll say that. But there's a lot still to go. There's a lot still to work on. But it was a good win regardless. I think we should be happy with that. I think we should be happy with performance. It's the best one so far this season. And it's crazy to think how average Thomas Frank and Igor Tudor are, that they can't get those players playing like that. De Zerbi's come in and we look already a million times better. They just look coached. They look like they've got a manager who says, I believe in you. Can you believe in you? Whereas Thomas Frank was like, we're going to lose games. And Igor Tudor was like, this club's effed. And De Zerbi's like, lads, just get on with it. Let's play some football. Let's do this. And it shows on the pitch. We're actually playing football. And it's weird to have a manager who isn't a complete moron. Oh. Well, I mean, we win. So there you go. There's some balloons to celebrate. Not those sort of ones, cheeky. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on the game. Obviously, speak to you all very soon. Up the bloody Spurs. And we fight another day. Take care. Peace.